Don't know how to read a Carfax report to avoid issues? Let's fix that. Buying a car is a big deal, especially a used one. Without a warranty, hidden problems can cost you big, and a clean Carfax doesn't always mean a clean car. Up to 30% of cars with clean reports still hide accidents, floods, or title issues. Most sellers hope you won't catch them. That's why I'm here. I'll show you 7 big Carfax red flags you should never ignore. Stick around, because at the end, I'll share a hidden trick to spot a bad car, even if the Carfax looks perfect. Red flag number 1, multiple owners in a short time. When you check a Carfax report, always look at the ownership history. If a car has had a bunch of owners in just a few years, that's a huge red flag. In the car world, they call these hot potatoes because nobody wants to hold on to them for long. Think about it. Why would someone spend thousands on a car and then get rid of it after a few months? If 2 or 3 people dump the same car quickly, it usually means the car has problems they didn't want to deal with. And it's not just mechanical issues. With each new owner, keeping track of the car's maintenance gets harder. Service records can get lost, scattered, or completely disappear. Even if the car looks okay now, that messy history will stay on the Carfax, and it could make it harder for you to sell later. If you're thinking about buying a car with a long list of owners, always get it checked by a trusted mechanic first. It's one of the smartest moves you can make before handing over your money. Red flag number 2, title problems. Always check the car's title carefully. Title issues are serious. They can mess up the car's safety, reliability, resale value, and even your ability to insure or register it. There are different types of titles, and some are big warning signs. Watch out for salvage, rebuilt, or flood damage titles. A salvage title means the car was once totaled by an insurance company, usually after a bad accident, a flood, or major damage. It means fixing the car costs more than the car was worth. A rebuilt title means a salvage car was repaired and passed an inspection to be driven again. Sometimes these cars are fixed properly. Other times they're just patched up enough to barely pass inspection, and you won't always know which one you're getting. Flood damaged cars are even scarier. Water can wreck the electrical system, cause hidden rust, and grow mold inside parts you can't even see. The car might look fine today, but slowly fall apart later. Also, beware of title washing. That's when someone moves a damaged car to another state to clean its title and hide the bad history. Different states have different title rules, and some bad cars slip through. Always double check the title info against the Carfax report. If something feels fishy or confusing, it's safer to walk away. Red flag number 3, emissions test failure. Don't skip the emissions info when checking a Carfax report. Emissions tests measure how much pollution a car releases into the air. If a car failed an emissions test once but passed later, that's usually fine. It means the problem got fixed. But if the most recent test was a failure, that's a big problem. A car that can't pass emissions might need expensive repairs, and you won't be able to register it in many states until it passes. Here's the tricky part. Dealers aren't allowed to sell a car without a current passing emissions record, but private sellers, they don't always have to follow those same rules. So always double check the emissions history. If the car recently failed and hasn't been retested, walk away. It's not worth the risk. If you are enjoying this video, please subscribe to our channel, as it helps us bring you more honest car advice. Red flag number 4, false odometer reading. Odometer fraud is still a real thing, even with today's digital cars. Some sellers roll back the miles to make a car look newer and more valuable. Carfax says over 2 million cars had tampered odometers as of 2024. That's a lot of bad deals waiting to happen. Here's why it matters. A car with fake low miles can cost way more than it should. You could be paying top dollar for a worn out car. Parts might break sooner, and expensive repairs could come faster than you expect. And when you try to sell it later, you'll lose even more money. When checking a Carfax report, study the mileage history carefully. The numbers should go up steadily over time, not jump around or go backward. If you see missing records, strange drops, or big jumps, that's a bad sign. Also, trust your eyes. Look at the car itself. Worn out pedals, saggy seats, a faded steering wheel, or beat up buttons don't match low miles. If it looks too old for the mileage listed, something's not right. Red flag number 5, accident history. Always check the accident section on the Carfax report carefully. It gives you a big clue about the car's true condition. Not all accidents are the same. Small fender benders aren't as scary as major crashes. But even if the car doesn't have a salvage or rebuilt title, past accidents can still cause hidden problems. Frame damage is one of the worst. If the frame was bent, it's often impossible to fix it perfectly. That can cause bad handling, uneven tire wear, weird vibrations, and the problems usually get worse over time. Cars with accident histories also tend to have other random issues later. Electrical problems, rough shifting, noisy suspension, all of these can pop up months after you buy the car. There's also the money side. Insurance companies often charge higher rates for cars with major accident damage. And when it's time for you to sell, a car with a bad accident history usually loses value, even if it still looks nice. So what should you do? Either walk away or dig deeper. Check when the accident happened, how bad it was, and what repairs were made. If you see anything about frame or structural damage, be extra careful and always get the car inspected by a trusted mechanic before making a decision. Red flag number 6, suspicious maintenance history. Maintenance history matters a lot. When you read a Carfax report, look closely at the service records. A good car should show regular maintenance throughout its life. If you see big gaps, missing records, or very few service visits, that's a red flag. For newer cars, missing a few early services might not be a big deal, but for cars 3 years old or older, a thin or spotty maintenance history should make you ask questions. Was the owner skipping oil changes? Did they ignore early warning signs? Or was the car just sitting around unused for too long? Missing records could mean the car wasn't cared for properly, and that could mean costly repairs are hiding under the hood. If you notice a weak maintenance history, don't just hope for the best. Ask the seller about who did the servicing and where. Good sellers will know and can give you real answers, even if the work doesn't show up on the Carfax. And if you want to be extra sure, you can even call the shops yourself to double check. As promised earlier, here's a bonus trick to check on the Carfax report to save you from buying a bogus car. Red flag number 7, recalls. Before you buy a used car, always check for recalls. The Carfax report can show if the car's make, model, or year had any recalls and whether they were fixed. Think of it like buying an old smartphone or gaming console. Sometimes it needs updates right away. Same thing with cars. If the car sat on a dealer lot for a while, there might be important repairs that were never done. Recalls can be about serious stuff like brakes, airbags, or engine problems, not just small fixes. If recalls haven't been taken care of, you could be stepping into safety issues without even knowing it. A good Carfax report will list recall checks and completed repairs. If you don't see them, ask the seller directly. And if they can't give you a clear answer, it's better to walk away. Choosing a car from brands with fewer recalls can also save you a lot of headaches down the road. Remember, a clean Carfax isn't a magic guarantee. Vehicle history reports are only as good as the information collected. If someone repaired major damage privately, it might never show up on the report. That's why you should always go the extra mile. Get a pre-purchase inspection from a trusted mechanic, take the car for a smart test drive, and use the Carfax report as one tool, not the only tool, to protect your wallet and your peace of mind. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to watch this next video as we're sharing insider tips to help you cut repair costs and keep your car running like new.